Imagine waking up one morning. You're 71 years old. You and your wife worked for 45 years, saved every dollar you could, put it all, every single cent, into one investment fund. Because everyone said it was safe. Because the man running it was a legend, a former chairman of NASDAQ, a trusted name on Wall Street. Then your phone rings, and in 30 seconds, everything is gone. Not some of it, not half of it, all of it. $900,000 gone. This is not a movie. This happened to thousands of real Americans. And the man who did it? He operated this fraud for over 40 years, right in front of regulators, right in front of Wall Street, right in front of everyone. His name was Bernie Madoff, and what he built was the biggest financial lie in American history. Follow the money. To understand how this happened, you need to understand who Bernie Madoff was, because he wasn't some back-alley con artist. He wasn't hiding in the shadows. Bernie Madoff was Wall Street royalty. He founded his own investment firm in 1960 with just $5,000 saved from working as a lifeguard. He built it into one of the most powerful trading firms in America. He helped create the NASDAQ stock exchange. He served as its chairman 3 times. Regulators knew him. Senators knew him. Billionaires trusted him with their money. When you invested with Madoff, you felt like you had made it. He wasn't easy to get into. You needed a referral. You needed connections. The exclusivity made people want in even more. And every single month, like clockwork, his investors got their statements, showing steady returns, 10%, 12% every year, no matter what the market did. When everyone else lost money, Madoff's clients made money. That should have been the red flag, but nobody wanted to see it because the returns felt too good to question. Here is what was actually happening. There were no investments. None. Not a single stock, not a single bond, not a single trade being made. Bernie Madoff took your money and put it in a bank account. When you wanted your returns, he paid you with money from new investors. This is called a Ponzi scheme, named after Charles Ponzi, who ran the same trick in 1920. The idea is simple. You promise high returns. Early investors get paid with new investor money. They tell their friends. More money comes in. You pay those people with even newer money. And as long as new money keeps coming in, the fraud keeps going. The moment new money stops, the whole thing collapses. Madoff ran this scheme for at least 17 years. Some investigators believe closer to 40 years. $65 billion stolen from 37,000 people across 136 countries. Now, I want to stop here for a second, because every time this story gets told, the same question comes up. How did nobody catch this? And the answer people give is, Madoff was just too smart, too clever, too good at hiding it. I don't buy that. The SEC, America's financial regulator, was warned about Madoff multiple times by multiple people. A financial analyst named Markopolos handed them a detailed report in 1999. He did it again in 2001, again in 2005, again in 2007. He literally told them the math doesn't work. These returns are impossible. This is fraud. The SEC investigated Madoff 8 times. 8! And found nothing. Not because they couldn't find it, because they didn't look hard enough. Madoff wasn't just one man. He was protected by a system that looked the other way because he was powerful, connected, and one of their own. That's the real story. But before we go further, I want you to meet Ruth and George Bergman. Ruth was a retired school teacher from New Jersey. George had run a small hardware store for 30 years. They weren't wealthy. They weren't connected to Wall Street. A family friend had told them about Madoff's fund. said it was the safest place to put their retirement savings. So in 1997, Ruth and George put in $900,000, every dollar they had saved, their entire retirement. For 11 years, they got their monthly statements, steady returns, growing balance. They slept well at night. They had plans, travel, helping their grandchildren with college, a small house by the water someday. Then December 2008 came. George got a call from their broker. Madoff had turned himself in. The fund was gone. The money didn't exist. It never existed. George sat down at his kitchen table and didn't speak for 3 days. Ruth said in an interview later, "We didn't lose an investment. We lost our entire life." They were 71 and 68 years old. Starting over from zero. Ruth went back to work at a grocery store. George's health broke down within a year. This is not one story. This is 37,000 stories. And it wasn't just individuals. Madoff specifically targeted charities, Jewish foundations, Holocaust survivor organizations, cancer research funds. The Elie Wiesel Foundation for Humanity, run by a Holocaust survivor and Nobel Peace Prize winner, lost $15.2 million, essentially their entire endowment. The Robert I. Lapin Charitable Foundation, which funded trips for young Jewish Americans to visit Israel, lost everything and shut down permanently. Madoff didn't just steal money. He destroyed organizations built to help people who had already suffered the most. And he did it deliberately, targeting communities he knew would trust him, because he was one of them. For decades, the fraud kept going. But in 2008, the financial crisis hit. Suddenly, everyone needed their money back. Investors started withdrawing. $7 billion in withdrawal requests came in, and Madoff only had $300 million left. The math was over. The game was done. On December 10th, 2008, Bernie Madoff called his 2 sons into his apartment. He told them everything. His sons called a lawyer that night. The next morning, they turned their father into the FBI. The following day, federal agents knocked on Madoff's door. An agent asked him, "Is there an innocent explanation for this?" Madoff looked at him and said, "There is no innocent explanation." He was arrested, charged with 11 counts of fraud, and later sentenced to 150 years in prison. He died there in 2021, at age 82. Now here is where the story gets even darker. After Madoff was arrested, the question everyone asked was, who else knew? Because a $65 billion fraud doesn't run for 40 years without people noticing. Major banks, JP Morgan Chase, HSBC, Banco Santander, had flagged suspicious activity internally. Their own internal reports raised concerns, but they kept sending clients to Madoff, kept collecting their fees. JP Morgan Chase eventually paid $2.6 billion in settlements related to their role, not because they were found guilty of knowing, but because they failed to alert authorities. There is a difference between not knowing and choosing not to look. Wall Street knows that difference very well. This is the part of the story that nobody wants to say out loud. Bernie Madoff did not break the system. He was the system. The same system that rates fake mortgages as AAA and calls it analysis. The same system that crashes the economy and calls it a correction. The same system that steals billions and calls it a settlement. No admission of guilt, no criminal charges for the banks. Just write a check and move on. Madoff went to prison, And I'm not saying he shouldn't have. But he went to prison while the people who enabled him, the regulators who ignored 8 warnings, the banks that looked away, they got promotions. They got bonuses. They got to keep their names clean. One man took the fall for a system that was rotten from the top. That's not justice. That's just good PR. After Madoff was arrested, a trustee named Irving Picard was appointed to recover money for victims. Over the next 15 years, Picard recovered over $14 billion. That sounds like a lot, until you remember $65 billion was stolen. Most victims got back between 60 and 70 cents on every dollar lost. Ruth and George Bergman eventually recovered about $540,000 of their original $900,000. Enough to live modestly. Not enough to rebuild what they had. Not enough to get back the years of stress, the broken sleep, George's failing health. Money can be recovered. Time cannot. After the Madoff scandal, regulators promised reform. The SEC created a new whistleblower program, new rules for investment advisors, new audit requirements. Sounds like progress, but here is what actually changed. In 2023, 15 years after Madoff, the SEC Whistleblower Office received over 18,000 tips and took action on less than 2%. The system that missed Madoff is the same system running today. Slightly different rules, same incentives, same revolving door between regulators and Wall Street. The lesson of Bernie Madoff was not learned. It was managed. Now, I'm not going to name names because I don't deal in speculation, but I will ask you to think about something. Right now, in 2026, there are investment funds promising consistent double-digit returns. There are crypto platforms showing steady gains regardless of market conditions. There are AI investment tools promising returns that professional fund managers can't match. And every time someone raises a concern, the answer is the same. Don't worry. Trust the process. The returns speak for themselves. That's exactly what Madoff's investors said, word for word. I'm not saying history is repeating. I'm saying the conditions that allowed Madoff to exist never went away. The greed is still there. The blind trust is still there. The regulators looking away, still there. The only question is, who is the next Madoff? And how long until we find out? So what do you actually do with this information? Because I don't want to just make you angry. Anger without action is just stress. Here are 3 things that could protect you. Number 1, if returns seem too consistent, ask why. Real investments go up and down. Markets are volatile. If someone's fund shows steady gains no matter what the market does, that is not skill. That is either luck or fraud. Ask for audited statements from a third-party auditor, not their own in-house team. I'm Ray. This is Money Shadow. We don't just report the news, we follow the money. And the money always, always leads somewhere they don't want you to look. If this investigation opened your eyes, subscribe, because the next one might be even closer to home. Follow the money. Subscribe now.